Hello everyone, welcome to Easy English for Everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like and share to receive the latest videos. Now let's study together.
Hello everyone. Welcome to a story about a very interesting job, the life of an accountant. Many people think accounting is all about numbers, but there's more to the story. Sometimes, unexpected adventures can happen too. Our story is about a man named Jack. Jack was an accountant who worked in a busy office in the city. Every day, Jack checked numbers, organized papers, and balanced accounts. He loved his job because he enjoyed solving problems. But life wasn't always quiet for Jack. Some days, things didn't go as planned. One morning, Jack spilled coffee all over his important papers. Another time, his computer stopped working right before a big meeting. And one day, Jack even found himself solving a mystery at work. Could Jack stay calm during all these surprises? Could his love for numbers help him through these tricky moments? Let's find out about Jack's exciting journey as an accountant. We will read his story in chapters. Each chapter will be short and easy to understand. We will learn new words and see how Jack faces both numbers and unexpected adventures. Are you ready? Let's begin. Chapter 1. Morning Routine. Tom Miller woke up at exactly 6:30 a.m., just like he did every weekday. He never needed an alarm clock. His body knew when to wake up. Tom was an accountant, and accountants are very good with time. "Good morning, world," Tom said with a yawn. He stretched his arms and got out of bed. Tom lived in a small but neat apartment in the city. Everything in his home had its place. His books were arranged by size on the shelf. His clothes were organized by color in the closet. Tom liked order. It made him feel calm. In the bathroom, Tom brushed his teeth for exactly 2 minutes. He took a quick shower and then went in his closet. Tom looked at his clothes and picked a blue shirt, a gray tie, and black pants. Accountants usually dress in simple, professional clothes. In the kitchen, Tom made his breakfast: 2 eggs, 2 pieces of toast, and a cup of coffee. While eating, he checked the weather on his phone. "Sunny today," he said to himself. "I won't need an umbrella." After breakfast, Tom washed his dishes and put them away. He grabbed his briefcase, checked that he had his keys, wallet, and phone, and left his apartment. Chapter 2. The Commute. Tom walked to the bus stop near his apartment. He always arrived 5 minutes before the bus came. Today was no different. "Good morning, Tom," said Mrs. Chen, an elderly woman who took the same bus every day. "Good morning, Mrs. Chun," Tom replied with a smile. "How are you today?" "I'm well, thank you," she said. "My grandson is coming to visit this weekend." "That sounds nice," Tom said. "I hope you have a good time together." The bus arrived right on schedule. Tom got on and found his usual seat by the window. He took out his phone and checked his emails. There were 3 new messages from his boss and 5 from clients. Tom made mental notes to answer them when he got to the office. The bus ride took 20 minutes. Tom looked out the window at the city waking up. People walked quickly on the sidewalks, carrying coffee cups and looking at their phones. Cars filled the streets. The city was busy, even early in the morning. When the bus reached his stop, Tom got off and walked 2 blocks to his office building. The building was tall with many glass windows. Tom worked on the 10th floor. Chapter 3. At the office. Tom arrived at his office at 8:25 a.m., just like every day. He liked to be at his desk 5 minutes before work officially started at 8:30. "Morning, Tom," said Sarah, the receptionist, as he walked in. Sarah had a big smile and always greeted everyone who came into the office. "Good morning, Sarah," Tom replied. "Any messages for me?" "No messages, but there are donuts in the break room. Linda brought them for her birthday." "Thanks for letting me know," Tom said. "I'll be sure to wish her a happy birthday." Tom walked to his desk in the main office area. There were 20 desks arranged in rows. Each desk had a computer, a phone, and various office supplies. Tom's desk was always neat and organized. He had a small plant that he watered once a week, a photo of his parents, and a calendar with important dates marked. He turned on his computer, and while it started up, he went to get a cup of coffee from the break room. There he found Linda, a fellow accountant, putting candles on a cake. "Happy birthday, Linda," Tom said. "Thanks, Tom," Linda replied. "Help yourself to a donut. I brought plenty." Tom took a chocolate donut and returned to his desk. He spent the next hour answering emails and preparing for his first meeting of the day. As an accountant, Tom's job was to keep track of money for his clients. He recorded how much they earned and spent, made sure they paid the right amount of taxes, and gave them advice on how to manage their finances better. Chapter 4: The Coffee Mishap. At 10 a.m., Tom had a meeting with his boss, Mr. Johnson, and several other accountants. They met in the conference room, a large room with a long table and comfortable chairs. Tom brought his notebook, pen, and tablet. Mr. Johnson was a serious man with gray hair and glasses. He ran the accounting firm and expected everyone to be as precise and careful as he was. "Good morning, everyone," Mr. Johnson said as he began the meeting. "Today, we need to discuss the end-of-month reports for our major clients." As Mr. Johnson talked, Tom took careful notes. He liked to write down important points so he wouldn't forget them later. The meeting was going well until Mark, a new accountant, accidentally knocked over his coffee cup. The hot coffee spilled across the table, flowing right toward Tom's tablet. Tom jumped up quickly, grabbing his tablet just in time. But as he moved, he bumped into Sarah, who had just entered with more coffee for everyone. Sarah lost her balance, and the coffee cups on her tray tipped over, spilling coffee on Mr. Johnson's expensive suit. "Oh no," Sarah gasped. Mr. Johnson stood up, coffee dripping from his jacket. Everyone in the room held their breath, waiting for him to get angry. But to everyone's surprise, Mr. Johnson started laughing. "Well," he said, "I guess this means the coffee break came to us." The room filled with nervous laughter. Tom helped Sarah clean up the mess, and Mark apologized over and over. "It's okay," Tom assured him. "These things happen." After the excitement, the meeting continued. Tom felt relieved that no one was upset, and he made sure to sit far away from any coffee cups. Chapter 5: Lunchtime Adventures. At 12:30 p.m., Tom went out for lunch. Usually, he brought his lunch from home, but today he decided to try a new sandwich shop that had just opened near his office. The shop was small but busy. There was a line of people waiting to order. Tom got in line and looked at the menu on the wall. There were many types of sandwiches with interesting names like the Accountant's Delight and the Tax Season Special. When it was his turn to order, Tom smiled at the name of the first sandwich. "I'll have the Accountant's Delight, please," he said to the young man behind the counter. "Good choice," the man said. "Are you an accountant?" "Yes, I am," Tom replied, surprised. "How did you know?" The man laughed. "Lucky guess. Plus, your tie has tiny calculators on it." Tom looked down at his tie. He had forgotten that today he was wearing his fun tie, the one with small calculator patterns that his mother had given him for his birthday last year. "I guess you caught me," Tom said with a laugh. "Do many accountants come here?" "You're the first today," the man said as he prepared Tom's sandwich. "But we named the sandwich because our shop is so close to all these office buildings. We thought it would be funny." Tom paid for his meal and found a small table by the window. His sandwich had turkey, avocado, cheese, and a special sauce. It was delicious. As he ate, Tom watched people walking outside. He saw business people in suits, construction workers in bright vests, and tourists with cameras. Suddenly, a small dog ran past the window, followed by a woman calling, "Pickles, come back." The dog, apparently named Pickles, didn't stop. Tom watched as the woman chased the dog down the street. A few minutes later, as Tom was finishing his sandwich, the woman walked past the window again, this time with the dog in her arms. She looked tired but happy to have caught her pet. Tom smiled to himself. Never a dull moment in the city, he thought. Chapter 6, Afternoon Challenges. After lunch, Tom returned to the office for his afternoon appointments. His first client was Mr. Garcia, who owned a small grocery store. Mr. Garcia came to Tom for help with his business taxes. "Hello, Mr. Garcia," Tom said, shaking the man's hand. "Please have a seat. How's the grocery business going?" "Business is good, Tom," Mr. Garcia replied. "But these tax forms give me a headache. I don't understand all these rules and numbers." Tom smiled kindly. "That's why I'm here. Let's go through it step by step." For the next hour, Tom explained the tax forms to Mr. Garcia in simple terms. He showed him how to keep better records of his business expenses and income. Mr. Garcia listened carefully and asked many questions. "You make it sound so easy," Mr. Garcia said when they were finished. "I'm glad I have you to help me. It's my job," Tom said modestly, "and I enjoy helping people understand their finances better." After Mr. Garcia left, Tom had a challenging task to complete. One of his biggest clients, a construction company, had sent disorganized records for the past 6 months. Tom needed to sort through everything and make sense of the numbers. "This is like solving a puzzle," Tom said to himself as he spread the papers on his desk. He enjoyed finding patterns in numbers and fixing accounting problems. It was like being a detective, but with spreadsheets instead of magnifying glasses. Tom worked carefully, entering data into his computer and creating detailed spreadsheets. When something didn't add up, he investigated until he found the error. By 4 p.m., he had organized all the information and discovered that the construction company had actually made more profit than they realized. "They'll be happy to hear this," Tom thought as he prepared a report for them. Chapter 7, The Office Mystery. At 4:30 p.m., something unusual happened. Tom heard a commotion in the break room and went to see what was going on. Several of his coworkers were standing around looking confused. The refrigerator door was open, and food items were scattered on the floor. "What happened here?" Tom asked. "Someone took my lunch from yesterday that I was saving for today," said David, one of the senior accountants, "and they made a mess looking for it. My cookies are missing too," added Linda. "I brought them for my birthday and was saving the last few for later." "This is strange," Tom said. "Who would do this?" Mr. Johnson walked in and surveyed the scene. "Is this some kind of office prank?" he asked sternly. Everyone shook their heads. No one admitted to taking the food or making the mess. "Well, let's clean it up," Mr. Johnson said. "And if anyone knows anything about this, please come forward." As they cleaned, Tom noticed small crumbs leading from the break room down the hall. Curious, he followed the trail. The crumbs led to a small storage closet. Tom opened the door slowly. Inside, he found the culprit, a small gray mouse sitting among pieces of David's lunch and Linda's cookies. "Mystery solved," Tom said, laughing. He called his coworkers to show them. "A mouse," Linda exclaimed. "That explains it." Mr. Johnson called the building maintenance team to humanely remove the mouse. The little creature was caught in a no-harm trap and released outside in a park across the street. "I guess even mice enjoy birthday cookies," Linda said good-naturedly. The office mouse became a funny story that everyone told for weeks afterward. They even gave it a nickname, the Accounting Bandit. Chapter 8, End of the Day. At 5:30 p.m., Tom's workday was officially over. He saved his work on the computer, organized his desk for the next day, and packed his briefcase. "Good night, Sarah," he called to the receptionist as he walked past her desk. "Good night, Tom," she replied. "See you tomorrow." Outside, the evening air was cool and pleasant. Instead of taking the bus, Tom decided to walk home. It was a longer journey, about 30 minutes, but the weather was nice and he wanted some exercise after sitting at his desk all day. As he walked, Tom thought about his day. It had been more eventful than usual with the coffee spill, the mouse adventure, and the delicious sandwich shop discovery. Even though accounting might seem boring to some people, Tom knew that every day brought new challenges and interesting moments. He stopped at a small market on his way home to buy ingredients for dinner. Tom enjoyed cooking simple meals for himself. Tonight, he planned to make pasta with vegetables and chicken. When he reached his apartment building, he checked his mailbox and found a letter from his parents. They lived in a small town 3 hours away. Tom always looked forward to their letters, even though they also called him regularly. He climbed the stairs to his apartment, unlocked the door, and turned on the lights. Home sweet home, he said to himself. Chapter 9. Evening at home. Tom changed out of his work clothes into comfortable jeans and a t-shirt. Then he went to the kitchen to cook dinner. He turned on the radio to listen to music while he prepared his meal. First, he chopped onions, garlic, and colorful bell peppers. Then he cut chicken breast into small pieces and cooked them in a pan with olive oil. When the chicken was done, he added the vegetables and some tomato sauce. While the sauce simmered, he boiled water for the pasta. The kitchen filled with delicious smells. Tom was getting hungry. Finally, everything was ready. He served himself a plate of pasta with chicken and vegetable sauce and sat at his small dining table. As he ate, Tom opened the letter from his parents. His mother wrote about their garden and how his father had built a new birdhouse. She also mentioned that they were planning to visit him next month. That will be nice, Tom thought. He missed his parents and was looking forward to showing them around the city. After dinner, Tom washed the dishes and cleaned the kitchen. Then he sat on his couch with a cup of tea and his laptop. He checked his personal emails and browsed some news websites. At 8 p.m., his phone rang. It was his friend Michael calling to invite him to a movie on the weekend. There's a new comedy playing at the theater near your place, Michael said. A bunch of us are going on Saturday night. Want to join? Sounds fun, Tom replied. Count me in. They talked for a few more minutes about their week and made plans to meet at the theater on Saturday at 7 p.m. After the call, Tom decided to read for a while. He was in the middle of a mystery novel about a detective solving a complicated case. Tom enjoyed mysteries because they challenged his mind, just like the puzzles he solved at work. Chapter 10. A new day begins. The next morning, Tom's routine started again. He woke up at 6:30 a.m., got ready for work, and had his usual breakfast. But today felt different somehow. As he walked to the bus stop, Tom decided to try a new route to work. Instead of his usual bus, he took one that went through the park. From the window, he saw people jogging, dogs playing, and children on their way to school. When he arrived at the office, he brought donuts for everyone, something he had never done before. What's the occasion? Sarah asked when she saw the donuts. No occasion, Tom replied with a smile. Just thought it would be nice. At his desk, Tom found a small thank you card from Mr. Garcia. Inside, Mr. Garcia had written how much he appreciated Tom's help and patience. This made Tom feel good about his work. During lunch, Tom went back to the sandwich shop and tried the tax season special this time. It was just as delicious as yesterday's sandwich. The afternoon brought new clients, new numbers to analyze, and new problems to solve. But Tom approached each task with enthusiasm. He realized that although his days followed a pattern, no 2 days were exactly alike. Each day brought its own small adventures and satisfactions. As the weeks went by, Tom continued his work as an accountant. He helped clients understand their finances, organized numbers into neat spreadsheets, and solved financial puzzles. He made new friends, tried new restaurants, and even adopted a plant for his desk at work. Tom understood that being an accountant wasn't just about numbers. It was about helping people, solving problems, and finding order in chaos. And even though his job involved routine, he found joy in the small variations each day brought. In his own quiet way, Tom the accountant had adventures every day, in the world of numbers and in the world outside his office. And he wouldn't have it any other way.